What's good with y'all, man? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be going over these orbs and the drones over in New Jersey and New York, and from what I hear, it's all over the world. But yeah, we're gonna.
These drones in the sky do not fascinate me. It is the orbs in the sky that I'm like, wait a minute. And I know you guys do not remember this article about the orbs being over the pyramids in Egypt because they kind of swept it under the rug. So let me refresh your memory. So these orbs are plasma. So there's this powerful radar that detected these little space balls, orbs in the sky over the pyramids that have the power to affect the satellites that are in space. This was reported back in September, okay? Scientists are calling these orbs that are in the sky plasmoids due to them being intelligent and having consciousness. Some scientists say plasmoids may be aware of their surroundings and that they may engage in purposeful interactions. Is that what's happening? Scientists also said that some of these plasmoids have interacted with some of our spacecrafts, like moving from window to observe us. So that is just my take. I read a lot. You can Google this if you want. Hope you're meditating, because I've been meditating every day. I have migraines every day and my ears ring every day. I don't know like what is going on with the energy right now, but make sure you're protecting yourself and your family. More updates coming up.
Them drones that y'all seeing in Miami and Brooklyn and New Jersey or whatever else, those are government drones, and they are here because extraterrestrials are starting to make more of an appearance. Just know though, extraterrestrials have always been here since the Nephilim and since the Watchers. This shit has always been weird and spiritual before physical. But now in this frequency that we in, extraterrestrials are starting to make more of an appearance. I've been seeing them for the past 2 months, 3 months, and they just now putting these drones out. They're putting these drones out to gauge what the fuck is going on in the ethers, what the fuck is actually going on, because it's some real shit going on, y'all, and I've been seeing it. I've been made a video way before the drones even came out. So I'm just here to let y'all know, some of them videos is fucking fake. The ones that's coming from the ocean, coming out of the ocean, that's an actual drone show. The other ones where you can see clear footage is actual government drones that the government have in order to look at these UFOs or these extraterrestrial objects. So with that being said, just be careful of what y'all paying attention to. Be careful of what y'all watching, because it is a lot of like just anticipation with UFOs or extraterrestrials, and that could lead to weaponizing this type of information and using it against the people. So just be aware, y'all. ETs have always been here, but just know that they are starting to make more of an appearance, more than they have been before, and it's going to come with the government doing some strange shit. One love.
Yo, this clip right here, crazy. Now check this out, right? Look how perfectly triangulated they are. Like they make a perfect triangle, and then look how like they all move in synchronicity. That's crazy. I never seen that before.
See, even the police, they're going crazy. Aliens are attacking.
Crazy, cause this on my granny birthday, man. Shout out to my granny. She ain't here with us right now. You know what I mean? But shout out to her. Shout out to her spirit.
Oh my god, now cars they're starting to notice. Here comes another. Oh, fire truck.
Right now, currently, I am in Pennsylvania, and there is one of the what? Oh my god. What is that? Oh my god.
If you go to Ezekiel chapter 1, I think it's Ezekiel chapter 1. It's within the first 5 chapters, if I'm not mistaken, but it talks about how they were like a will within a will. And that's exactly what that looked like.
The government knew the orbs were coming. They eased us into the news by having UAP hearings and by admitting to us after decades of lying that Area 51 and UFOs were real and that they have evidence of them. The reason they told us about UFOs in the ocean is because they knew that the orbs looked like creatures that came out of the ocean. Make no mistake, the government knows what these orbs are, where they came from, and what they're doing here because they knew they were coming. These sightings are so frequent, they had no choice but to be straight with the public. If they have the answers, then why aren't they sharing it with us? And it's because our government often comes clean with the past, but they always lie to us about the present. But we are slowly learning the truth. But the foreshadowing that came when the government is used to spinning us is what is getting me worried about the future.
So what y'all think? Y'all think the government know what these are? Personally, I think they do. I think they know exactly what they are. Remember, they was warning us. They told us what, like a week or two ago, maybe I forget how long it was, but they told us that there was aliens living in the ocean. Like they've been telling us for the past couple of years. Remember a couple of years back too, the Pope came out and said it was okay to believe in aliens. So it's like they've been prepping us for this time. I mean, what y'all think? Y'all let me know in the comments, man.
Okay, so here's what I've noticed with the drones and orbs where I live in North Carolina. It seems like, and other people have said this before, right, that the drones are there to watch the orbs. I have seen this to be true. I've been watching these for months now, although the orbs are pretty new. But it seems like there's like 4 or 5 of these orbs that sit in different places in the sky. And there's drones that circle around it, usually 1 or 2 sitting stationary on it and others circling.
A drone gets shot down by an orb. It makes contacts with it, then just starts falling.
Whatever it was, just shut down the drone.
This is the most insane video I've ever seen since this all started, because we finally have a video showing the drones, both of the drones, and the orb. So the theory is that the drones are the United States government drones. There are drones, and the government isn't telling us why they deployed all these drones, because they're not going to be like, oh, hey, guys, there's a bunch of orbs in the sky, and we have to monitor it. But instead, they're keeping the drones low on the ground, one low on the ground, one to investigate, so then we only look at the drones. It makes it harder for us to see the orb, but these orbs have been, people taking photos and videos of the orbs by themselves or the drones by themselves, and we finally have a full video of a drone making contact with an orb.
Oh, he's like right on it. Ooh, that whatever it was, just shut down the drone. If that was a drone.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think that's right, man. I think that's exactly what they doing. They following them and trying to study them. At least that's what I see when I look at the videos. What y'all think?
The drones are studying plasmoids. So this is a theory that's being thrown around everywhere right now. These drones that are ours are being seen near these strange orbs, and people are calling them plasmoids. So what is a plasmoid? Now, the study of this phenomena has been going on for decades, but the current definition is that a plasmoid is a coherent toroidal structure of plasma in magnetic fields. And these things are a natural phenomena seen all over the world, but they seem to be showing up in tandem with all of these drones. And it's probably what Foo Fighters and ghost rockets were back in the 1940s that pilots reported. Plasmoids have been observed around the sun, in the sky, but can also be created in the lab. Think something like ball lightning. They can appear as orbs or elongated cylinders, kind of like a lot of the UAPs or UFOs that have been reported for decades to centuries. If able to be understood and harnessed, they could actually provide applications for fusion research or even space travel. And these plasmoids are said to be capable of absorbing, storing, and releasing large amounts of energy and, in effect, functioning as a kind of self-charging atomic battery. They've been seen zipping around at high speeds, changing direction on a dime, they can shapeshift, and appear to have transmedium travel capabilities, so they can go into the air, space, or into water. And the strangest thing is, they appear to be sentient, but that's impossible for them to have sentience, right? Well, consider this new article from the Journal of Modern Physics, and I'm not sure if this is peer-reviewed, and also don't take my word for it, I'm not a physicist, and always do your own research and come to your own conclusions. But in this article, they reference video and photographic evidence during NASA shuttle missions, encounters on the Mir space station and the ISS, as well as with the United States Navy and Customs and Border Protection encountering and dealing with these plasmoid UAPs. They've been known to chase, harass, and toy with our aircraft and seem to have properties that can have negative effects on electronics. They can pass through solid objects like glass, metal, and have been seen splitting into additional plasmoids and sometimes seem to affect people's mental activity. And some of the scientists from this paper suggest that they could represent a fourth domain of life. Now, the question is, did these escape from a lab somewhere like the one in Princeton, New Jersey? Or is there really a non-human intelligence behind all of this? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Did y'all hear about the lab in Princeton? In New Jersey? Did y'all hear about the plasma lab? Check that out. Y'all go research that, man. That's a whole nother angle to the story.
Do you remember back in the 60s when a bunch of these Air Force guys witnessed these UFOs going towards their ICBMs that were fitted with nuclear warheads when they were testing them? And all of a sudden they see them fire these beams of light and the missile just falls right out of the sky? I definitely...
Hold on. Have y'all seen that video what he talking about? Where they launched the missile and then like the orb of the UFO, like it just can't, like it swung around the missile, it hit it with a laser, then it went around the other side, hit it with a laser, and the damn missile just fell apart. It just like disintegrated or something like that. Go look for that video, man, if y'all can. Or I might try to see if I can find it, man. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to see if I can find that video.
I remember hearing about that. Why, what's up? Well, a lot of people don't realize that back in 2023, the federal government reopened that case and started investigating it again, and they haven't come to a conclusion, so it's still an open case. Leads me to believe that all these sightings of drones and possible UAPs actually have something to do with it. That could be true. I mean, there's a lot of evidence supporting that, but what's your theory exactly? Well, let's just step back and imagine for a moment that these drones that everybody's seeing are actually just a military operation that they're running, looking for something in the sky. A lot of people think it's a nuclear bomb. Could be. But in tandem with that, a lot of people are seeing these things. Apparently they're called plasmoids. Plasmoids? That sounds like you just made it up, man. No, I'm serious. There's actually numerous years of research on these things, and now scientists have actually figured out how to make them their own. And the ones that we haven't made ourselves are known to be sentient and highly intellectual. Well, let's just excite the idea that these things actually came back. The last time we did see them was when we were firing and testing nuclear weaponry. Now we're on the precipice of nuclear war with Russia. Okay, I think I get what you're saying. So these things are here to keep us from basically destroying ourselves. And not only that, but with all the nuclear weaponry all of the nations in the world have combined, if we did go to full-out nuclear war, yeah, we'd destroy ourselves, but we don't even fully understand the consequences it would have on the universe in its entirety. True, so it's like our intergalactic neighbors are coming here to make sure that we don't screw up the entire neighborhood. Exactly, my friend. And I think it's no coincidence that since these things have been sighted in the United States for the past 6 or 7 days and it's become more prevalent across the entire continental United States, we haven't heard a single nuclear threat from anybody. That would kind of make sense. And we can also excite the idea that the UAVs are actually chasing these things. Our drones are trying to monitor what they are, and by the time they get to the military installations or the nuclear power plants that things were spotted over, they're gone. And they haven't really messed with anything at all. It seems to me like they pose zero threat. They're just wanting to come here to make sure we don't fuck up the entire neighborhood. Yep, and isn't it pretty crazy that just a month ago, when Russia actually tested their ICBM and did a strike on Ukraine, is around the same time we started seeing all these things in the sky? True, and it's rumored around that same time that the US actually moved some nuclear weaponry into the UK, so the time frame would fit. And then listen to this tidbit too. Plasmoids are known to give off radiation, so when these drones crash, like the one did in New Jersey the other day, it's no surprise they showed up in hazmat gear, because if that's what they're chasing, the drone was probably exposed to it, and that could actually poison somebody if they get too close. And don't get me wrong, I could be wrong. I'm no genius. I just bounce ideas and throw it off the wall and see if it sticks, so to speak. But all the time frames add up, and the fact the federal government reopened that investigation leads me to believe that I could be onto something here. You mean we could be onto something here. I'm done talking to you for right now, bro.
Okay, so we know that there are drones and then there are plasmoids. The drones are the ones with the green, white, red FAA lights. The plasmoids are those orbs that are floating around and changing color and morphing and doing cool shit. Now, everybody can look this up. There is this plasmoid research paper that just came out. It was actually just published in December of 2024, like this month. And basically they're talking about what plasmoids are and what they do and how they're created, and they're just like energy. It's the fourth state of being. Anyway, go look up that research paper. It's really fucking interesting. Now my question is, what triggered the orbs? Nobody has asked this question. Yes, we all know, we've all come to the conclusion that the drones and the orbs are two different entities.
That's a good question. That's what triggered them? Like what made them, what are making these things show up? It gotta be something. What y'all think? Let me know, man.
Two different things. The, drones are government. The orbs are plasmoids. What triggered the plasmoids? There are only maybe 4 possibilities. Stay with me. 1, Willow was turned on. That's the first possibility. Because Willow, the Google computing chip, basically needed to borrow energy from a parallel universe, from a multiverse, in order for it to compute this mathematical equation that, it takes a bazillion years for us to figure out with other older chips and computing methods. Second one is the Pope opening up the doors, those 5 doors, that could have been a trigger as well. I'm just going through the possibilities.
Hold on real quick. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry for stopping it, but did y'all hear about the Vatican and the Pope opening up the tomb of Satan? Y'all ever heard that Satan even had a tomb at the Vatican? That is crazy. And not only did they just open it, they live streamed it for 5 hours. I ain't watched that, and I'm not gonna watch that. Don't send that to me. But yeah, that's crazy. So I wonder if these plasmoids or orbs or UFO, whatever you want to call it, if that has anything to do with it. Just a thought, man.
A certain somebody was elected as president. That could have been a trigger as well. And if anybody has heard Bashar, and I know it's a little out there, but again, I love the different things that humans do. But if you've heard Bashar said that the woman president was going to usher in contact. A male president would usher in World War III. Now, Do you think the plasmoids were triggered by this because they are worried about our planet? And plasmoids live here, okay? They have been in and out of our oceans, but they haven't made themselves known until now. Why? Why have they been triggered now? That's the question. And for the life of me, I cannot remember that fourth one. If I do remember it, I will put it in the comments. But I think we need to start talking about what triggered the orbs to make themselves known. I really, really think that is a conversation that we should be having, because this is not coincidence. Oh, the fourth one! I just remembered it while I was talking. The Age of Aquarius. That is what prompted them to come, because that was literally a shift that just happened like 2-3 weeks ago, however many weeks. Whenever we started seeing these orbs, I believe it may coincide with the Age of Aquarius. So, what do you guys think? Comment in the comments, because I really do think we need to start talking about what triggered these orbs coming forward and letting...
I am officially worried about the drones. I didn't know what an orb was, so I looked it up. The definition, the ball-shaped capsule containing a vertebrate eye. Now that sounds exactly what it looks like, right? But today I Googled it and they changed the definition. Now it says orbs in photographs or in videos are caused by non-supernatural factors such as light reflections. We're not witnessing light reflections. It says it's dust, pollen, water droplets, or other particles in the air reflected off a camera's light, or other light sources creating the appearance of orbs. This is some BS. They're lying to us. Why didn't they say that the first time I Googled it? Then it says it's a lens flare. Light reflecting off the camera lens can create bright spots or orbs on images. What? They blame it on camera settings, using a flash or higher ISO settings. They're blaming it on dirt or condensation on a camera lens. They are lying to us again.
Now y'all hear me out, right? When you look at that orb, right? I don't know if y'all ever seen like people look at the stars through telescopes, but when you look at that orb, it looks just like a star. Which means to me, if they saying that these orbs or these plasmoids are intelligent, it makes you wonder, like, are the stars intelligent? Because they look exactly the same. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Am I right? Am I reaching, or what's up? Y'all let me know.
These are stars. There's more stars. And then there is this. That is most definitely 1,000,000% not a star or a plane. And then, just to continue to prove it, this is a plane. See how it blinks and how it looks in the sky and how it blinks different colors.
¿Estás a punto de hablar? ¿Qué estoy grabando?
Ya, voy.
¡Oh! ¡Oh!
Sí, es que debe ser un metal grande o un espejo, no sé por
No,
qué.
claro, porque se dio filete en la gracia.
Porque para que rebote de esa forma, claro, ¿cachai? Eso no es una linterna, ya cachamos que no es una linterna. Es el rebote. ¿Cachai? Yo alumbro para allá. Sí, pues ahora estoy alumbrando.
To the Capitol, I'm telling you.
Question, y'all think that was government, or y'all think that was ETs, or what? What y'all think about that one?
They're not moving. They're staying stationary. They're hovering.
They kind of look wide too.
Look at the lights changing.
It is moving.
No, it's not.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but they're not moving. That's an airplane. Hang on.
Which one? The one closest to the Capitol building?
Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's an airplane.
But the one in the middle, that one's
That's an airplane. You can see it moving.
yeah.
The one to the right, or over
The
here,
one going behind the Capitol building is not an airplane.
or over here. That's an airplane. Okay.
Yeah, over there is, but look at
Yeah,
that one.
and I'm saying, like, when you look to the left of the Capitol,
That one.
those are not moving.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. They're here.
Can we go back in the car? Oh, God.
They're here, Ella.
Heck.
We saw the orb take out that drone with some type of pulse, right? And every single night we get more and more videos of people's electricity and lights flashing all around the United States. These are different states, different people, different counties, all showing the same thing that's happening every single night. Whatever is happening, whatever the cause of this, all we know is something is happening, whether if the orb is alien or the plasmoid or it's the drones, but something isn't right. And the government keeps telling us, oh, it's commercial airliners, it's helicopters, some are government, local law enforcement drones, which isn't true because people are seeing the same things everywhere, every single night. And it keeps escalating and more of these videos come out. It's ridiculous that the government keeps telling us nothing's happening. And this is a new orb video that came out last night. It says floating up. Something's happening, regardless.
Hey, y'all experiencing that? I'm in Florida. I haven't seen none of that. Like I've seen none of this with my own eyes, but I see it on TikTok and everywhere. I see everybody talking about it on YouTube. My question to y'all is, have y'all experienced this with the lights and the orbs and the lights flickering and all that stuff? If you have, put it down in the comments so we know that it's real. Because I don't know if that's real or not.
Not calling you out. This is just what I'm talking about as far as the flashing lights. It's like everywhere. Memphis, Chicago, Pittsburgh, New Jersey, North Carolina. It's everywhere and it's random flashing lights.
What happened to the lights?
When it does morning edition reports what we know and we chase after what we do not.
Is it just me, or does that look creepy to anybody else?
Reports of mysterious flashing lights have surfaced across the internet.
This man once said, good cars get you from point A to point B. Great cars, well, they just get you into trouble.
Get your ass in here and sit down.
I saw a video earlier that said people on Facebook and Twitter, etc., aren't talking about the UFO drone sightings at the same magnitude that we are here. So I texted a few people I knew didn't have a TikTok, and only one person knew what I was talking about. And that just goes to show you how censored the other apps are. This may sound silly to you, but this version of myself, this is who I have always been meant to be. And TikTok played a huge role in that. I learned so much from this app. The amount of information I have access to, the perspectives and opinions and point of views, like I cannot imagine not having access to this kind of information. I wish that I had TikTok 20 years ago and maybe my life wouldn't have been so fucking hard.
Nah, that's real talk. TikTok, it's like, because I know people that don't have TikTok as well. And I keep telling them, man, TikTok is a place where people are having conversations about things like this. Whereas on the other apps, people not having those conversations. So you miss out having that dialogue, having that conversation with other people about things that's going on, and you get it in real time. Whereas on the other apps, it's all censored. So yeah, that's real talk. That's real talk.
I'm sure you guys have been seeing the videos of like all the UFOs and drones, and so I'm going to give you a little clarity on like what I think is going on. And keep in mind, this is just my personal perspective. A lot of people have been asking me. What we're witnessing right now is two different things. Number one is the drones, and then number two is the orbs. See right here, there's an orb, and it's flying, and it's like this ball of light. It's like a white ball of light. Those are different. I think those are the quote-unquote unidentified objects. The drones that everyone's talking about, and everyone's saying, oh, the drones. I think the military drones are by the government, by the military. They're observing the orbs. I think that's what's going on right now. The drones, they have lights on them. They have the red lights, the green lights. They follow all the FAA rules. And then there's this video of an orb shot from a helicopter just flying by, seemingly defying the laws of physics. And clearly it's not adhering to the FAA regulations for flying in a city. We've had more and more videos surfacing recently showing the interaction between the orbs and the drones. And one that got released yesterday, they showed the drone fly up to the orb, touch it, and you could see it just fall all the way down to earth, like it caused it to crash. There's a bunch of speculation out there. At the end of the day, I don't think we know, and I don't think the military knows, but I have my own speculation as to what I think they are. If you guys want me to tell you, I'll have to put that in another video because there's a good chance that video can get taken down. But let me know in the comments if you're interested in hearing my theory, and I'll post it for you guys.
One of those huge drones just crashed in Hillsborough, New Jersey, with what looked to be hazmat and police officers surrounding the location of where it crashed. I'm not sure as to how it crashed, but this is crazy, because where it crashed is located near the same exact spot of which my friend had been arrested just last week. Do keep in mind, apparently he was arrested because he was flying his drone in a no-fly zone. But he was trying to fly his drone up to 3 different drones that were hovering above his home. And when my friend's drone got close to those drones, his drone got hit with some kind of weird pulse, power, and crash. And according to his wife, the FBI had actually seized that drone technology of his. There's a guy right now that's recording all of this right now. I'll tag him down below. I'm not sure if you'll still see the live when you see this video, but he's right near the location of where it had crashed. There's tons of police officers surrounding the area, and there's tons of news stations reporting upon it right now as well. But you can see what looks to be like a mobile command center on his live as well. It's fucking weird. But the craziest part is that the people at the Lowe's across the street from where it had crashed actually reported that when the drone, if we're still calling it that, had crashed, apparently electricity in the area, especially inside of Lowe's, started going crazy. The people that were shopping at that time were reporting that lights in Lowe's were flickering like crazy. And I still don't understand as to how there isn't any answer as to what they could be, and why our government doesn't seem to know. But this situation keeps getting more and more confusing by the day. And if they recovered something from that crash site, I want to know what it was.
I want to know too. So this is an old clip, y'all.
Okay, I do not know what's going on right now. I heard a noise. I come outside. There's sirens blaring, and I see this huge trail in the sky.
Yes, but Captain, no police. Man, everywhere. What's going on? And it's quiet, as if they're waiting for something.
It's midnight right now, and there's this huge trail like something crash landed. What the heck is that? What is this?
Expecting something, preparing for something. Look over here, let's walk over here. Come on, come on, let's walk over here. Morning. Oh my God. You got all this? What's going on here? Let's go. Let's turn around, look at that again, man. Turn around, look at that. Let them see this. What's going on here? Oh.
So an update and a thought that I had about the situation last night when I heard that loud crashing noise and I went outside and saw all this. I keep getting comments like the one up here, and I'm glad that other people heard this sound because at least I know I'm not crazy, right? And that definitely happened. You can't just make that up. But the comments are saying they heard a crash in Maryland. They're hearing crashes in New Jersey, and they're seeing and hearing crashes in North Carolina. But that's kind of far apart. So I'm wondering, like, what happened so big that we heard it in these different areas? Or was it multiple crashes? Another concerning thing is still have not seen anything on the news when I know for a fact there was police activity going in that direction, sending additional units till 3 a.m. So would someone tell me what the heck's going on here, or is this like the most blatant, sloppiest cover-up we've seen?
So we now have an update on the origin of the drones thanks to some amazing research by FFA Family over on X. It seems to be that the drones belong to one of 3 companies, all of which have Department of Defense contracts. From every image we've seen of these drones, they match what these companies produce. So the only real question is, what is the government trying to hide here? Because really, like I said before, there's only 2 realities. 1, where it was government doing this, or 2, we have a government so incompetent that we can't protect our own skies. And look, I know that our government is incompetent. I know that they generally suck at everything they do. But they've rarely been so blatantly bad at their jobs that things could just fly in the sky above New Jersey, New York, Langley, all these important places. But now we're pretty sure these drones are coming from companies here in the United States, and each of those companies has government contracts. So again, the only question is, what's the government trying to hide? What are they trying to do to the American people? And if they're not trying to do anything and they're just trying to distract us, what could they possibly be distracting us from? Forget the fucking drones and pay attention to what your government is doing.
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
From the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
These are 6-foot drones that are somehow evading our detection. They are not being detected.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing.
They know that they can't track them. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out. They also indicated that they don't know where they come from. They don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes.
It's right here over Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down dead.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and, like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back down.
Okay, you see it? You see how it goes? See how it goes? And then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
What the fuck is that, bro? Did it just get smaller? Bro, what?
Above the ocean, and it was low, very low, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you...
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about that.
Can you make that make more sense? Because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their house every night and think that doesn't make any sense.
I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it. We're concerned about it too, which is why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. my goodness, looking at this, and we're taking it seriously. And we
The current UFO drone situation is starting to get out of hand as we are watching a total and complete breakdown of the illusion of control over U.S. airspace. We have now, over the course of the week, seen local law enforcement, members of Congress, and now finally the Pentagon make public statements about what they know. Here's the current state of play, and it doesn't obviously make any sense. So the Pentagon briefing just finished. Here's what the Pentagon had to say. The Pentagon is aware of the drone situation. There's no evidence that it's coming from a foreign entity or adversary. They are not U.S. military drones. It's not an Iranian mothership, which was something that a member of Congress said earlier this morning, that from his sources, that they believe it to be an Iranian mothership that was sent over the Atlantic a month ago, that these smaller, between bike to SUV-sized drones are currently flying out of. The Pentagon said there's no evidence of that. The FBI knows nothing. Local law enforcement knows nothing. None of them have been shot down. Yesterday, the White House had a press briefing where Karine Jean-Pierre said Biden is aware of and monitoring the situation, whatever that means. U.S. Northern Command earlier today put out a statement where stating they conducted deliberate analysis. Again, I don't know what that means, but was, quote, not requested to assist with these events at this time, end quote. These aerial vehicles have been allegedly seen coming in off the ocean. I think there's been a lot of misquoting of things. I think people have been explicitly stating that they're coming in from the ocean as opposed to in out of the ocean, although that could use some clarifying questions. The behavior is clearly intelligently controlled. It looks to be some kind of ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance functionality, because we've seen tracks of these kind of doing this mapping type of movement. We saw similar sightings in 2019 in Colorado with this same kind of low-flying, slow lumbering, mapping or scanning type of behavior. So that is, at least for some of these sightings, what we seem to be seeing. And again, given that no one has an answer, the Air Force is completely silent. Who knows where they are? Space Force hasn't said anything. It's not necessarily in space, so they don't have to say anything. Navy hasn't said anything. So it's, right now it's either a non-state, a non-nation state hostile intelligence service or non-human intelligence until otherwise stated, because it's apparently nothing else.
On the way here, I was on the phone with my OEM team, and we now have guidance coming from the state. And that guidance does say two different things. First of all, if there is a downed drone in our vicinity, we are immediately to call the bomb squad of our county. And second, our fire department has been instructed to make sure they wear hazmat suits. So we're being told that people in New Jersey must be crazy, that they're only seeing small aircraft. And that's just not the case. If you're on the ground in New Jersey, my residents are concerned, and they're quite alarmed because they have no idea what's hovering just over their houses. You got to understand, a drone is considered an aircraft because it's flying in unrestricted space or restricted space. So it's considered an aircraft. These do look like a small aircraft. There's no doubt about that. They don't look like the personal drones that we're used to seeing. We had an unprecedented briefing on Wednesday. 200 state mayors were all gathered together, and we learned exactly what the state of New Jersey learned, which is very little. But the thing that we did take away from that was that we were told very point blank that these drones are hovering over our critical infrastructure. Now that's interesting because they're not doing any harm. They're just hovering over that. We're also told that there's no credible threat. When you start putting things together that they're telling us, critical infrastructure, no credible threat, they're unwilling to shoot them down. They're unwilling to do a temporary ban, and we can see them that they have lights on them. So something's not adding up here. It sounds like it might very well be our highest level government. It might be government assets that are being deployed as a countermeasure.
Hey, this is Mayor Ryan Hurd, and I just got off of a White House briefing. I hear that the government is trying to do everything they possibly can, and I understand that, and they're inundated with calls right now. But they are saying that these are legal drone flights, they are airplanes, they are stars and the moon. And although I have to agree, I believe that they are right, that most of the sightings lately have been that. The problem is they're also asking us not to believe our eyes. They're asking the residents of my town, they're asking the residents of Morris County, they're asking the other mayors on the phone call, and they're asking the residents of New Jersey, actually telling the residents of New Jersey, don't believe your eyes. You're not seeing what you're seeing. I got to tell you, they're a master at words. It's amazing what they're doing. What we do need to do is we do need to get the phone calls down because there are way too many false sightings. They're not the drones that we're talking about. I believe there's only 100 to 150 Class 3 or Class 4 drones. They're talking about Class 1 and Class 2. And yes, they are bringing assets into the region to start looking for all of these and identifying. And they're also using a bunch of technology to overlay flight patterns with sightings. But the fact remains, in northern New Jersey, we are absolutely seeing drones over our homes, over our families. And this is a voice for concern. What is going on here? Is it somebody in the government? We need to know, we need answers, and we did not get any answers on this call right now.
The orbs, or the quote-unquote UFOs, could be plasmoids. Now, first off, in my second video, I talk about plasmoids, and people are confused. They think it might be an alien, or it might be just a normal occurrence in our physical environment. But in all reality, this has been researched and documented over time. So if you look at Princeton University's Plasma Innovation Center, this place is co-run by the Department of Energy. And the Department of Energy, if you guys don't know, was also in charge of part of the Manhattan Project, which was aka the atom bomb. And if you look at how many people worked on the atom bomb or the Manhattan Project before anyone knew, it was kept really secret. And these type of facilities are always experimenting with different things. Now, if you look at what they're actually dealing with, they're actually dealing with a technology that is able to create a plasmoid. And that technology is the following. In their website, they talk about high energy density plasma. Now, these conditions are found in nuclear explosions and in the core of giant planets that are among the most extreme states of matter created on Earth. So they are essentially recreating these scenarios, and these scenarios can actually create plasmoids. And plasmoids are almost alien because we know nothing about them. We've only seen them in pictures. They're very elusive. But the crazy part is that they show signs of intelligence. So people are really freaking out about them. And if this happened in New Jersey, then the government would dispatch drones to research them because there are quite a few of them. And it's something that everybody's been wanting to learn about. And it could be part of technology, weapons, defense, energy, a lot of things. So this is a big deal. Now, somebody asked me, why are they all over the planet? Well, these type of plasmoids could occur in natural situations in volcanoes or high energy outputs. Just these things are also starting to pop up more in numbers and more in occurrence. And that's the troubling part, is why we're starting to see them more and more.
I listen to a lot of things. First, I want to connect some dots here because they are connected. Okay? When Donald Trump was on the Joe Rogan podcast, they had a conversation about aliens. Not the ones Trump wants to deport, okay? The ones from other planets. Let's listen.
There's a lot of interest in it.
One of the things that
There's a lot of interest in the people coming from space, you know.
Yes.
And I know you're interested in that.
Oh, very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd they tell you?
To be on some realness, y'all, I think Trump knows something, because when he last spoke about this, I think he went live and he spoke about this just recently, like a day or two ago. He looked like he knows something about it, but he can't say nothing. That's just my opinion, man. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments, yo.
Well, it's never been my thing, I have to be honest. I interviewed jet pilots that say they saw something, and they said, we saw things, sir, that were very strange. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. And it was going 4 times faster than an F-22, which is a very fast plane, you know.
That's dot one. But there's a man named Cliff High. You should Google Cliff High. He is a researcher known for developing a technique called predictive linguistics, which involves analyzing internet data to predict future events. And based off that conversation with President Trump and Joe Rogan, he predicted a future event. Let's listen.
But what we do have some justification for suggesting is that there will be 39 days between the temporal marker of the Trump interview and the appearance of this visible contention. The visible contention, space aliens. Okay, so
What
like
happened?
Sort of very complex kind of Independence Day kind of shit, right? Nobody will know who the hell is doing what with whom. Now, so anyway, now we have a strange thing where there's swarms of 20-foot drones flying around military bases. So unknown. Nobody knows who owns these drones, who's controlling them. At least they're not telling us guys.
Now, my whole life, 1 + 1 has equaled 2. But then I heard Terrence Howard on Joe Rogan, and regardless of what he thinks about math, 1 + 1 still equals 2. Trump and Rogan had this conversation. Cliff High, who previously predicted the 2004 Indonesian tsunami, stated that an alien invasion will be triggered 39 days after Trump's appearance on Joe Rogan. Trump's interview took place on October 25th, 2004. Marking the start of the countdown. We first started seeing these SUV-sized drones on December 3rd. Either we are in the midst of one of the greatest social experiments of all time, one of the greatest pranks of all time, or we being invaded by aliens. Okay, according to Cliff High, the alien invasion will involve air battles between UFOs and military forces, with UFOs even engaging in combat among themselves. Listen, I don't know what's happening. I just know that White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby is telling us these SUV-sized drones are manned aircraft. It's not one, it's not two, it's not several, it's a lot of them. One of my peoples in Jersey sent me a video last night of 8 of them over her.
Hold on, y'all. I don't think that like he's saying it's an alien invasion, right? I don't think that they're coming. I don't think that they're trying to invade us. I think it's more so a thing of trying to protect us from whatever is going on behind the scenes that we can't see. Because if they wanted to invade, they would have been just did that, right? And we have stories, we have ancient stories of beings, whether it be these or, you know, if you want to call them angels or aliens or whatever, that come to help us and protect us and teach us of their, you know, their knowledge and stuff like that. So I don't think they coming to invade like he's saying, but you know, that's my opinion. What y'all think?
Her neighborhood. If this is manned aircraft, then whose mans is this? Okay, who are these men? Are they little and green? And why are we okay with what's happening? Kirby, your statement didn't answer any questions. For me, it raised even more because I'm a common sense purist. This is what happens when they keep us looking down at our phones. We are slaves to the lies that our smartphones tell us, and it causes us to ignore the realities all around us. You can call people like Cliff High crazy. You can call them a conspiracy theorist, but I don't see it being a coincidence that he predicted an alien invasion would happen 39 days after Trump's appearance on Joe Rogan, when they was on there talking about aliens, and then all of a sudden, flying SUVs are all over New Jersey. Why are they just flying over our residential areas? What if they crash into our houses? What's the mission? Is this even lawful? Why wasn't the public informed about these operations ahead of time? Look, man, American government, it's okay to be honest with the American people. Just admit either you don't know what's going on up there, or you do, and it's not something you want us to know about. Because all Black Twitter gonna do is make jokes anyway. Okay, the American people are not going to care unless you tell us it's the Kardashians and Taylor Swift up there driving one of those SUV-sized drones. Look, we can avoid reality, but you cannot avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. I don't know what reality currently is, and I don't know what the consequences of avoiding it will be. But I just want us to be aware of what our current reality truly is. Please give White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby the biggest hee-haw.
Well, guys, that's all we have for today. Hope you like the lineup, and thanks for coming out hanging with your boy, man. Till next time, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.